She does have a healthy snack. This is a homemade turkey wrap, but nope, McDonald's again. Gotta hit those golden arches. That's 2 times in one day for her. And she's not done yet. Her final stop, crumble for what looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. I see a piece of a cookie. 5 cookies at crumble. If she completes all of those cookies and eats them all, that's about 3,500 calories from those alone. Most crumble cookies are at least 700 calories. I don't know if she's doing this just for video clout, just to get reactions like I'm giving, but eating this way is going to have you eating your way into an early grave. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Achidi, your food educator and fitness coach who keeps everything simple. Every week on my channel, I'm breaking down the basics of healthy eating so that you can actually lose weight, keep it off, and not lose your mind in the process. This week, we're going back to TikTok and we're breaking down some more What I Eat in a Day videos. This compilation promises to be both entertaining and most of all educational. Before we jump in, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're not already subscribed, I believe a large portion of you aren't, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the videos I'm putting out. Also, if you want some more practical tips, I put out a weekly email newsletter every Sunday for free that all you need to do is head down to the description, tap the link, and you can get signed up and start receiving it. Well, enough with all the business. Let's get down to it. Here's your first video. With the best way I can describe it, extremely negligent eating. I'm gonna narrate everything that she puts down as there's copywritten music over the video. So here we go. What she eats in a day. Starts off, Wingstop, breakfast of champions. No. Oh, not to get any better. After that, she goes to McDonald's. This will be her first trip of the day. I don't know what kind of sandwich that is, but she's enjoying the hell out of it. And she must have made a second drive-through stop because she has Taco Bell as the second course to this meal. And she put ranch on top. That's not necessary. Looks like she got a crunch wrap and at least a Dorito taco. She does have a healthy snack. This is a homemade turkey wrap, but nope, McDonald's again. Gotta hit those golden arches. That's 2 times in one day for her. And she's not done yet. Her final stop, crumble for what looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. I see a piece of a cookie. 5 cookies at crumble. If she completes all of those cookies and eats them all, that's about 3,500 calories from those alone. Most crumble cookies are at least 700 calories. I don't know if she's doing this just for video clout, just to get reactions like I'm giving, but eating this way is going to have you eating your way into an early grave. And I see tons of young people in their teens, 20s, and earlier 30s doing this, and they believe there's no harm, no foul. But once they get to be in their 40s and beyond, that's when the health problems start, and they've created such a habit of negligent, overindulgent eating that it gets very hard to stop. So if you see yourself in how she's eating, you're going to multiple fast food places in one day, you're starting off your day with a very heavy restaurant-based meal, it's going to be high time you start to assess how you're eating and make some damn changes before it's too late. I'm going to shift gears a little bit with the next video, so hit the like button, keep watching, let's get into it. Don't let the title fool you. This lady is not going to be eating 10,000 calories in this video. She's actually going to be more intentional than the last one with how her day starts. But after the first meal goes on, you're going to see that there's a drop off in the overall balance to what she's eating. And that drop off in balance is potentially why she's going to have a tough time losing weight and keeping it off, as her hunger and her energy levels will not be as regulated as she would want. I'm not going to tell you immediately just what she's missing the mark on. I actually want you to watch this full clip and write it in the comments what she should be doing differently to have a better result with her nutrition. I'm not going to say anything. I'll let the clip play all the way through. So hit the like button, watch, and put in the comments what she should be doing differently after that first meal.
This is what I eat in a day as a fat person who's eating 10,000 calories a day. So first I made my girlfriend and I eggs, and then we had mini bagels with cream cheese and jelly. I love making this breakfast. It has a lot of
good start, by the way.
It keeps me full most of the morning, so I love that. And I also was craving some iced coffee, so I made my favorite protein coffee So this was super yummy, but then I ended up spilling the milk, which was not fun. But I cleaned it up, we're all good. I added my caramel. And then after this, I almost immediately went to sleep.
I'm just pausing there to take note that she used Splenda, which is calorie-free artificial sweetener. But then she used an unknown amount of caramel, which is definitely full of sugar. So the calories she saved by using Splenda, she gets to utilize more caramel for. It's an interesting swap, but that just stuck out to me. Here's the rest of her video.
Missed lunch and then made a mini bagel just to satisfy my hunger before we made dinner. So dinner tonight, I made pasta with veggies, and then we also made some biscuits to go with it. This was super yummy. We didn't eat all of the biscuits in the pasta, but it was still so good.
Okay, did you catch it? Did you see what she was missing out on after that first meal? If you didn't, I'll tell you, it's protein. Her breakfast and even the iced coffee, while yes, the iced coffee was full of sugar, both that drink and her breakfast were full of protein. She even comments that she feels satisfied after that breakfast. After that meal and the coffee, though, she forgets about protein and goes to her true roots, which are high carb, high fat. If you caught it, she was making what looks like fettuccine with a stick of butter in it. It's gonna taste damn good because butter is delicious, especially when you combine it with some pasta noodles, but it's also gonna be super high in calorie. And yes, she did add mixed vegetables to it. The amount of calories she's getting from the pasta will supersede how full she's gonna feel from the vegetables. Plus, they also made biscuits, which is all carbs and fat, and for dessert they had an ice cream sandwich. So her whole second half of the day was all carbs and fat with almost a negligible amount of protein. So she's taking in a lot of calories, but not feeling the fullness that would be provided from protein. And it's good that she had vegetables with her pasta. It would have been a lot better if she had some protein with that pasta as well. So those are just some things that stuck out with that young lady's meals. I trust she'll make some adjustments over time. The next two clips that I'm gonna show you deal with people who are eating at their desk in an office. And for many people, you're stuck sitting at your desk to eat, and that is something I'm not gonna touch. But you do have the ability to make better food choices even if you are stuck at a desk. So let's observe someone who doesn't make great food choices while sitting at their desk and someone who does. Hit the like button, off we go. Let's get started with our first office eater who is on the negligent side of office eating. I'm gonna give some running commentary to what he is putting down as he puts it up. Bagel with butter, pretty typical breakfast, zero protein, fat and carbs. He's probably gonna be hungry soon. And he has a McCafe iced mocha, lots of sugar. Again, he's gonna be hungry again later. It's been about an hour and some change. He's gonna have more carbs with those crunchy rice balls. He likes his crunchy snacks, as you'll get to see. Finally, lunch has some protein in it. It's a spicy chicken sandwich, but he's got a ton of fries, more carbs. It's basically, this dude loves his carbs, his sugar. It's got the sauce on there. Very little protein outside of that one. Finally, he has a calorie-free beverage with some ice water. But again, even more sugar and more crunch. He's got a Hershey bar with almonds, and that's not it. He ain't done yet. It's only 12:30, by the way. He has some asteroids, little Cheetos Puffs that are just high salt, high crunch, no protein. They don't do anything for his hunger. Finally, he has some chili lime gummy bears. He likes his salty snacks. He likes his crunch, but he does not, I repeat, he does not take in much or any protein. And this is pretty typical of what he eats each day. I watched quite a few of his videos, and he even admits that his eating is causing him stomach issues. There's a lot of processed foods that goes down in his day sitting at his desk in his office. And he's eating every hour or less if you looked at the timestamps. And he's doing that because he's eating a lot of carbs and minimal protein. So he's constantly feeding that trigger to eat more food, even though he's taking in sufficient calories for the amount of work that he's doing. So that's one of the issues many people have when they sit at their desk. They have convenient, easy to munch on foods that are often very crunchy, salty, sugar-filled, low protein, and that is why many people get very unhealthy working in an office at a desk. They don't move much. They eat because they're bored, they're anxious, they're whatever, and the foods they're eating are packing a ton of calories that don't really register with their hunger. Let's do a 180. Let's see someone who's being more intentional with their eating as an office worker. Hit the like button and then let me know in the comments, are you like this guy or are you gonna be like the next person that I show? I'm very curious to see which one you are. Here we have a more intentional office eater. She's gonna go through what she eats in a day here, and again, I'll give some running commentary to everything she's putting down. Let's get into it. She starts off orange slices, light breakfast, tons of fruit, all good there. And she pairs it with some water. That's good. No liquid calories here. Next up, snack, caramel rice cracker. Again, high food volume from the rice cracker, low calories, and she added some caramel for some sweet, had more water. This is a great lunch. She packed it at home. Chicken, rice, portioned out sriracha. She's enjoying every bite, as you can see there. Good job. And flavored sparkling water. She's not drinking her calories like some of the other people, and she finishes it off with a big old bag of grapes. More volume, low calories. She does allow herself this indulgent treat, as she should, because you gotta enjoy what you eat. That's the way she ends her workday of eating. She had a light breakfast and a light snack with water surrounding them. Her lunch was protein packed with a chicken breast, portioned out rice, and portioned out sriracha. She's not allowing herself to fill her tub excessively with the carbs, too much sauce, none of that. She had mostly protein, a reasonable amount of rice, and she portioned out her sriracha, so she's not taking in a ton of extra calories from her sauces and marinades. And best yet, she did have a flavored beverage, but it's flavored water. There's no calories in that. In fact, she does a phenomenal job of not drinking any of her liquid calories, unlike some of the other people I showed. And the last part of her day, her sweet treat. That's the worst thing that she has, and then the best thing that she's done is provide herself with a little bit of joy to get over the hump of the end of the work day. So she gives herself a little sugar boost to take the edge off the end of her day. Great job on her. I'd be curious to see what she eats at home for breakfast and for dinner afterwards. I got one more video to show you. It's probably going to be one that is rather frustrating for me as a food educator and fitness trainer to watch, and that's someone in extreme denial. This is a classic example of how powerful denial can be. Let's watch.
But only drink water.
When you were eating grapes and lettuce, were you thin?
I was the thinnest I could be.
Were you still big though?
I was still big, but that was the skinniest I've ever been, and that's coming from somebody who was only eating somewhat salads that are just fruit and lettuce and water and maybe ice right before a practice.
You heard all that, right? I heard it too, and there is absolutely no way she would still be overweight playing a sport, because she mentioned she was eating before practice, and eating such a low amount of food, some grapes, iceberg lettuce, other fruits in a salad, as she calls it. If it truly was just a fruit and vegetable salad with no dressing, no trimmings or anything, then yeah, she should be losing weight, because calories in versus calories out is all that matters. But I suspect her version of a salad included a ton of dressing, a ton of other high-calorie items to add flavor, and the lowest amount of vegetables possible. Because someone of her size would be losing body fat eating minuscule amounts of calories like she's claiming to do. But she says she was still big then, and she is still big now. So it is not that her body is any different than yours, mine, or anyone's. Simply her understanding of how much she is eating, how little she is moving, is off. And she's not alone in that. A ton of us are unaware of just how much we're actually eating and how little we're moving, and we wonder, why is it that I'm eating as healthy as I can be and I'm not seeing any changes? It really comes down to not understanding what actually you are putting into your body and how you can make changes to that so that you can actually get the results you want. It comes down to tracking what you eat without judgment. You need to look at what you're actually eating, get the numbers behind it so you can make adjustments off of it. It's not about going on a ridiculously low calorie intake diet or doing a crazy amount of exercise at all. It really comes down to taking an honest and thorough assessment of what you're putting down your throat and how much you're moving and adjusting from that. Trying to fit yourself into a diet or exercise program without taking into account what you're currently doing is how you set yourself up to fail and not try again. So it may not be comfortable at first, but it will give you the info you need. You have to track what you're eating and you have to make adjustments off that. What will help most people is focusing on protein at every meal, minimizing your liquid calories, increasing the amount of vegetables and fruit that you have at each of your meals, and preparing as many of your meals as you can at home without relying on packaged foods or going through a drive-thru. These simple tips work for anybody, regardless of their age, their gender, or what their final finishing goal is. Healthy eating is simple, and that's all it takes. If you need more help with it, let me know in the comments, and especially sign up for my email newsletter. You'll get a ton of helpful information every Sunday to help you reach your fitness goals with as little stress as possible. I trust you learned something from this video. You made it to the very end. Hit the like button if you haven't done so yet. And in a second, you're gonna see another video popping up for some more What I Eat in a Day compilations so you can see how others are eating and make adjustments based off of what you see them doing that looks like things you may be doing. I'll see you for the next one.